I'm just hitting the button. I'm still waiting for SFM to load. But, anyway. Hello. And this time I'm actually going to remember to, like, submit stuff to DAs and Twitter, because I've forgotten so many weeks from now. Sorry, I'm moving my mic. I don't know if that makes noise or not. Alright, is everything working? Yes, it is. Sweet. Okay. Let me get this back up. I think it's running now. Or not. It's still loading. Okay. Oh, I actually posted things places. That's nice. In terms of like the help thing, yeah, the purpose of this stream, it kind of has two purposes. Is why I do it. Come on, SFM. There we go. Is for one, it helps keep me on track to do stuff. Even though I get diverted a lot, trust me, that's way better than the diversions I do myself. But the second was because I get a lot of people that ask me for like they're like, well, can I join Skype and so I can do one-on-one thing. That takes a lot of time to do, if I were to do that with everybody. So instead, the streams are a way so that if people have questions, I can answer them on here and answer a question in mass. And I will take the time away to answer a question, no matter what. So, oh god, why, Twilight? You have light in your face. Something's not right here. Hold on, let me fix Twilight. Go away, light. All right, Twilight is fixed. So, so yeah, that's the point of it. So, but that no, in terms of like actually doing one-on-one stuff, I don't do that because I've done that before, but at this point, I always have the mentality that if I say yes to one person, I have to say yes to everybody. It's an even to keep things even, and it got to the point where I was not able to keep up with it, and that was a long time ago, and this guy's gotten worse. So that's the point of this. If you have a question, I can answer it here. But as long as it let me finish up maybe whatever I was working on at the time, or to answer any other questions, yes. Otherwise, if you have a specific question, if you put like Ricky did above where you have my whole name, you don't have to put the ad in there, but it will highlight to me and I can see it in the other corner of my eye that a question is being asked or something's directed to me. Otherwise, sometimes you guys talk so much that I can't keep up with it, otherwise it'd just be me staring at chat. So yeah, that's kind of that. I need to make a thing about that. Does it say that in the stream rules? I should probably do that. Yeah, I'm gonna add that later about it. If anybody even reads the rules. It's like the terms and conditions. Who the hell reads that? Anyways, so yeah, teaching is even more difficult, trust me. And I do not critique, that's the other thing too. Mainly because people don't really know what they're looking for in a critique. Most of it is this good? And they're just looking for reassurance or affirmation, not actual critique. They get to me. My idea is, if you ask for critique and then you get defensive, you weren't looking for critique. Anyways, what was I doing? I think we're just still refining. I think I did a little bit of this shot, right? No, I was doing this shot. That's why it has text on there. I still wish I could figure out what. I know I used to be able to figure out what the freaking button was for rolling to make this bigger. But it bugs me. It had to do with the mouse wheel. Whatever. I know you're not wasting my time, trust me. Like I said, like a lot of what I like, the things that I like doing is answering specific questions. So like, if somebody was like, how you make particles look, like, not just how do you make particles, but like how do you make ones that, say here when it explodes out. You know, how do you do that? Because if somebody wants to do something like that, something specific like that, I love answering questions like that. Yeah, actually, hold on. Oh yeah, I haven't actually finished refining that scene yet. For one, I think that should be... It shouldn't slow down so much here. I think that moves too fast. last two. Stab at Twilight. See if that works better. Oh yeah, that's way better. Though technically I think that should go off of camera a bit. I bet you that's what it was doing. No, not really. Oh, it's blurring. That's kind of, I guess, going off camera. That's a little bit better speed. It depends on what, like, oh, well, if you want to see how complex some of this was, I'll go actually to one of these later magic explosions. Not that one. This one. Actually, I did actively work and make this part on the stream, like when she goes kaboom, kaboom. So, and to do that, this actually was a pretty complex one, and it wasn't like a single particle effect. That was a lot of particle effects. Surprisingly, not many lights. I actually thought there would be more lights than that. I'm just gonna shut everything off here, and we'll just break it down. So we have Twilight here. She's apparently gave us a stomach ache. I'm gonna think that or something. I haven't used the eyebrows in any other part of this, and I'm not sure if I want to because this will take so much time to do the eyebrows in the whole thing. But on this part, it actually helped, did a lot. So, well, I think that eyebrow's kind of out from her eye. Whatever. I'm not refining this shot yet. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yes, season 5 tomorrow. Oh, God, I have such a busy weekend. So how I did this shot was, I knew since the camera was moving a lot, her animation, she does kind of slide here, but I don't care. And there was just the mane and everything was animated by hand to create kind of a magic-y thingy. But to get the lighting effects, the floor model here has separate textures that all were set to light individually. When it's in the final, it'll actually be animated to go from not lit to lit and then back. But I can't do that in SFM, so I'm just going to do it elsewhere. Actually, I might flatten that out a bit. No, I can't because of the stuff coming up. No. So that's where that light comes from. That's separate. But in terms of like just the lighting, I'll go over that first. Shut off all the lighting first. Show you how complex my lighting can get. So first, pentagram light. This is a light that when you see it right here, it's set underneath the ground with shadows, so it's just getting cast through the ground here, so that it's just casting a shadow out of those lines. That was why they're made like that. Nagy made a really good distance, so it was really easy to be able to make a light for it. So, but I like that effect. That was one of the things I wanted. It's not actually like jagged. It's supposed to be smooth like that. It's just not rendering. So, yeah, it is like damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Ah! Well, I want to see if I could loop that. She's dancing. Okay, so maybe not like that. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Okay. back to the alright. Okay, so that's that light. I'm going to shut that one off, though, because it's going to be a little bit in the way. So, alright, so this one is the underlight. This is just to give her that, like, the magic is coming up from underneath her. So, and you can see that it actually is lighting up the bottom here, too, but with all the other particle effects, you can't even see that it's lighting that up from the distance. Plus, it kind of has a nice little sparkly effect. So that's to make it look like that light's coming out from beneath her. And all these lights are set to be dimmer and pick up right when the magic goes off. Overlight, this is just to help balance out the colors a little bit, so that with the underlight it just kind of seems like it's bleeding around her a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, this is, I have two different ones here. I thought there was one with shadow. I guess not. So here's the one light that's just cast from above her and really close. And this one is the same kind of thing but further out, because I wanted to give it a look that it's a lot brighter in the center here, but then it still has light going further out, because I think SFM is, oh, there it is. Because with one or the other, it just doesn't look right. So that's why I did that. And then the ambience, just a little bit of extra light to give her balance, so that she doesn't have harsh shadows on her. And then footlight was made so that it looks like the light at her legs is much brighter than the light above her, because that's where it's supposed to be emanating from. So you put all those together, and you get that. So without that footlight, her feet looked kind of dark right there, but they're right at where the source of light is, so I wanted to keep it bright. So, bam. Footlights. But that's just lighting. That's not including anything with particles. So if I do particles, there's a lot of them. Alright. The flying particles are, I believe, right at the beginning. Oh, I actually have to shut them all off. Twilight Aura. Put that at the end because I'm not actually using it. Okay. Particles. So this is the flying one. This is shoots out a bunch of particles and just spins around because I thought it was pretty. Plus, when it motion blurs, it actually has a nice little effect there. No, I'm not planning on doing any Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. There's been so much of that. It would just be... and also, I've never played the game. Never plan to. So that's the spinny ones. These are particles that are sitting within these edge bits. And you can see that... I think it might be spinning right from the beginning. These are actually running, I think, throughout the whole video. And they're just a particle that was very carefully positioned so that they're actually spinning within the model here. And I have one for the inner and outer bits. And the reason for those is for when the lights are off on these, like this version, you get a cool little effect that they're spinning. I think they're actually spinning opposite directions too. And I know if you don't know how to do particles, some of this might be confusing, but I'm just showing a lot of these particles were actually modifications of particles that exist in other games. So it's not that you don't have to know how to make particles, just do some slight modifications. Where's the bright? Okay, this was some other Dota one, and it's just a bright explosion that comes out from underneath her. And the reason I like this one is it makes it look like the light is being shadowed through all of her limbs, when really it's not. It's just an artificial thing, but I really like that one, and that adds a lot to the shot. Where's the spiny light? Oh, this is just that spinning one that comes out. That's spiny. I don't even know what I'm writing. The ring explosions that come out here, there's a couple different versions. So there's that one on the edge. There's this one on the inside that goes from white to a purple. And I wanted it to start out white because it seems like a higher energy, and then it dwindles away. And then this one, I think, spins. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is the wave explosion. There's actually a couple of them. So that's like one of the waves. A second one. A little slower, and I believe this other one is even slower than that. Yeah. So, but when you combine them all, it kind of makes it feel like there's that... double hit it right at the beginning, and then like that first wave, and then the waves that follow behind it. And then tornado. Oh yeah, that was a spinny bit around her. And central waves. Oh yeah, that one. So, and all that was just modifications of the color, basically, to particles in Dota, I believe. Dota has some amazing particles. If you don't have Dota, get Dota. I'm not planning to do much more with the particle effects in this shot, because it already is like immensely complicated with it. But if I put all those together, then you get bam. And I added that without that expanding ring. This is what it looked like. It was really boring. It didn't feel like it exploded. It just feel like everything just started. So, but with those rings exploding, it added a lot more of a feeling of she slammed the ground and things happened. So, but then you add in the lights, and everything kind of takes on its shape. So, yeah, that took a while. That was like 2 streams worth of work or something like that. But it was this is one shot that I felt was pivotal, so I wanted to make sure that it was fitting. Even this, I haven't modified the particles here to actually be fit her coming out of that shot, because like right in this shot there's still all this crap happening, and then it goes to this shot and there's none of that crap. So What was I doing here? Anyways, that's kind of the breakdown of that. It's just, I learned a lot when making that. So, but if you ever need to, or if you ever can download part of Dota, because Dota's particles, I mean, there's a lot of base ones here, but there's a lot of really good explosion and Dota's free, I think. A lot of good explosion and fire ones in the dire effects one. I haven't even went through all these. I needed to go through these just specifically for the purpose of looking at them and seeing what's available. Because then later on you can be like, oh, I know this one particle. You'll never know where it is, but at least you know it exists. But if you also go to units and heroes, it has all the hero particles. There's a lot of really nice ones in here. Really recommend getting all that. I don't think you had... Did I have to unpack Dota? I can't remember if I had to unpack Dota or not to get them, but it is pretty nifty. What's this? Oh, okay. I guess nothing. So, Dota. I don't know what's with that. It's not even a word. It's just something to say. Yeah, the star wall I felt was a really easy one to start with. So that's why I did that. I do have to make an like a Particle 102 tutorial. If any of you can think of it, because I don't like just saying here's a thing within the particle tutorial. I want to find something that is useful that somebody can use and say this is how you make it and this is how it kind of works. So if anybody could think of like a specific kind of particle that isn't overly complicated, that would be nice to be able to explain, that could be almost seen as a expansion of that. Like rain could be seen as the one that expands from the stars bit. I did the tutorial on how to make a forest. The smoking, making like clouds and stuff in it maybe. But a lot of it, the problem with particles is that it's always situational. Like, I'm not. It's hard to say here is how you make an explosion effect because this is very specific to what I'm using it for, or a magic explosion. But if anybody has any specific ideas, I can try to. I need to figure out something like that. I still have an eye tutorial. Do I still have that? Let me check. Oh, that's this stream. It's being made. No, I bet you it was under tutorial recordings. Probably, yeah, unused. This one, I recorded a tutorial back in last November, and I had this is like, I want to redo it. So I need to. I think I even have a couple tutorials in here I recorded and never actually did anything with. The thing is when it comes to Dota 2, Valve didn't get the could not get the name Defense of the Ancients. They copyrighted Dota, but they couldn't copyright the actual name that it stood for. So, and I believe that Blizzard was actually trying to make a Defense of the Ancients, but Valve had the Dota name. That's why it's not fully spelled out or never has its name fully spelled out, because they're not allowed to. I still don't like her eyes right here. The way her eyes look right here, it just seems distant and, like, unemotional. I'm thinking maybe if I keep her head over there longer. Yeah, Sly, you're the one with that stupid sniper rifle, I think. I was always in a habit of ducking when snipers are around, but Jesus Christ, I had to make sure. Okay, so I want to keep it here a little longer, so I'm going to try going here. Okay. And try putting a hold on this. Might work too fast at the beginning, but I'm gonna try with chest 2 as well in there. If you don't know what hold and release do, I'll show you in a second actually. Hold and release are Awesome, yet also dangerous. Well, I don't want the audio anymore. Maybe? Let's see what that looked like without. I kind of actually like a little stop like that. Alright, I'm just going to round that a little bit. The eye blink is not rightly positioned. Anyways, okay, for any in terms of what hold and I explained the motion tutorial, but I still think that it is pretty nice. It only works if you have a selection like this done. If you have everything selected, hold and release shouldn't do anything. Yeah, they don't. What it does is it takes the section in the middle and it tries to change timing a bit. So like say if I do a selection like this, if I do hold, it's going to say try to make it so that this center point is stretched out longer, but therefore, in essence, it will make the endpoints quicker. It does get dangerous because it makes it really quick at this little endpoint, which can make a transition pretty bad. But if I just hit this with hold, you can see everything gets stretched away from the middle point. So you're going to see it that she'll suddenly get really... She jumps forward because this is a full hold, but she'll take a lot longer to go through there and then quickly end it. So if I do it... Well, that's kind of like a fisheye effect. That's cool. Here, it'll slow and then quick. So, but in release is the exact opposite. It'll pull everything towards the middle. Doing it a full release or a full hold is... I'm gonna have a full release and a full hold cancel each other out. I think they do, but yeah, just about. It did cause a little bit of difference. Doing a full bar of it, not really useful, but doing a partial, like say, right here, but I wanted it to take a little longer here, just hitting it with like a little bit of hold, and then just, I'll usually like say okay, then stretch it out a bit more, hit it with hold again, and then stretch it out and hold again. That'll make it so that at least the ends won't be hit too hard with with that quick bits at the end, but it will still make the center hold a little bit more. Yeah, that's that, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure the same song I'm playing for a while. Okay, yeah, this song is Into Darkness, Thomas Bergerson. So off their new CD, Sun. Is it off Sun? Yeah, it was off. I believe it was off Sun. Yeah, Sun with their new album, and it was pretty awesome. It was so awesome that the last stream that I played with it got muted for copyright. This one won't because it's been far enough past that now. Yeah, I'm still working on refining this shot. It's not as much, like, I know what I want the eyes and stuff to do. Right now, they're not really what I want them to do. I'm right now worrying about body motions, because the eye motions depend on how the body's moving. But I do know the base eye movement shouldn't open up at that point. It should be opening a little later. So I'm going to say from here to here, stretch at these points. Even that really wasn't that great. Her eyes are shutting too slow, I think. Oh, plus her eyes are getting locked going too low. Okay, I can fix that. I'm just gonna grab this bit, try that. Okay. Stretch this a bit that way. Stretch this way. It's taking way still too long. Okay, the eye, white of the eye right there, I don't really want. I think maybe I have to let those a little higher. Maybe get rid of the white right now. Okay. Now the eyes, from here to there. I need to have the bottom lid raised a little bit to hide the white and get the black just in view. No, the reason that her eyes close here... Well, the timing might be off. Autosave. I think the timing is just a little off here with her. Okay, that part's right time. So... I need the mouth to stay the same. I don't want this retimed. So I need this part. Okay. Right, to move right here. See if that works. Nope, too quick. Okay, kind of works, but I need the head to have a little bit more oomph to it. He's just like, what are you doing to me? Stop this! I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, your head comes to a complete stop there. That was because my retimings before. So, bam, stops right here. Sort of round this a bit. Okay. Well, I think I know what our problem with their eyes are here too. I might fix that. There we go. I'm gonna see if right about here, eyes start drifting. I'm going to see if I can keep them. These need to go to the right a little bit more. They don't really drop fast enough here. They should probably go more to the left. It's hard when I'm opposite side of her. I don't think our eyes go up here. No, they don't! Ha! Ha ha! Screw you, Twilight. I found you. Okay, so I want our eyes to be down here. Ten facts. There's 10 facts about me? I don't even know I had 10. Whoa. Ah, no, it's not noticeable. Ah, here's another one. Okay. Technically the eyes should be down. Oh, that's not, that's up. And to the left. Far down. Actually, it probably should be quicker for the down part anyway. Just a little to the left. Further down. Okay, then just around the ends just a little bit to have it drift off. Okay, I think I want to have that, and I have a left and right motion in here I don't want anymore. Okay, she actually gets sad here, but I don't know if I like using the sad emotion. I'm gonna reduce the angry, increase the sad, and increase raise a bit. Yeah, I like that emotion, that face a little bit more. it's just too quick here. Oops. Oh. Oh. No, to me, it's I never try to say anything is, well, I'll use the word perfect, but I always think that things should always be able to improve. Because if you say that it is perfect as it is, it means that you are ignorant. Things can always be better. It's not as much the thing about making it better, it's finding the place, or finding the perfection. It's about finding the place that is good enough to just say, I'm done. I probably should actually get rid of this little niche the eyes have here. I don't want to have that cause problems. Oh, not the position though. Leaving like the mouth part here. I don't know if I went through and cleaned that up. Like here, I think that she should have a little bit more. And then here, should be working up to having a little bit more teeth showing. I'm going to build up to here, probably needs a little bit more. Like here would be more O at the start. And then when it drifts off here, she should have less pucker and a little bit of stretch. Oh no, maybe not stretch. Stretch is weird looking. Maybe just a teeny bit. Maybe a little bit more angry. With angry is it can make it look like she's wincing. I'm gonna actually put a little bit more angry in here all the way through. No. Yes, I know Cortana. I used to be a Halo nerd for many, many years. My 2,000 games in Halo 2 and Halo 3 and my photography I used to do in there. Is her tongue out? as much as going to... That's not going to help. The tongue, doing tongue out like when you're doing sounds, does a better... You know, obviously doing it like that's not going to work. You don't want to... This would be weird. Yeah, that's not going to work. But it puts the tongue just towards the edge, because without it, when it's fully back, it just doesn't seem right. It just seems like a scream and not an ah. I was trying to find a little bit more pronounced movements for this. Eyes move a little weird here. I'm trying to find something that works a little better. It's right here, the head turn. So from here to here maybe. Here to here. I'm just trying to get this balanced out so that our the eyes, the actual like eyelids, should move with the pupil. Okay, I think that might be... I don't think we're going to find any of the eye parts here. Because even this, their eyes are opening but not having the pupils move with it. I thought I at least did that. Probably just having that beforehand works, but I'm going to drop the SAD a bit and instead just lower the eyelids. No. Trying to keep the variety going. God, her jiggles are just stupid on this. She's not baked, is she? No. Alright, I'm gonna see. Ooh, so done with that. I think it was working on kind of the tail. Actually, I think the tail was basically done. Yeah, I think so. Oh, it's good for the beginning here. I was going to play with the jiggles. Obviously, they're not behaving right now, but... Alright, so I got to do the wings. So right now, they're kind of clipping. Just find where they're clipping. Okay, from here to here. What other parts are clipping? Alright, right here to here. And this isn't as much about having the clipping get fixed as it is actually just making everything look like it should. Because when her leg hits it, it should, I mean, the wing should have a little extra movement to it. Actually, when taking this corner, her wing probably should be up like this. And then it's kind of returning to its position. Have it pull out a little bit. Probably on close 3 though. No. Okay, so when she goes to take the leg back like that, I'm gonna take this, put up out a little bit. And then have this bounce down like she had taken the step. No, that's not timed right. Wait, hold on. Say wow like in the blooper video. When did I say wow? Oh, the wow. Wow. Man, I spent so much time making sure that Rainbow Dash was linked correctly on that, or lip sync correctly on that. Wait, let me see. Let me make sure that this looks okay. Yeah. Actually, let me load up me. It's me. Hi. And apparently I'm also trying to kill Calamity. Whoa. Hope actually, I know I saved it because I use it all the time. Yeah, there it is. Wow, I did more talking in that than I thought. Wow. Wow. Come on, you're supposed to repeat this. Okay. No, actually, I use this chat bit for a lot of stuff because it was something that was just a generic talk. I've used it in 3 videos, and I can actually show you. So it's got to show you where if you need somebody to generally talk, just make one thing with it and you're good. Oops. Okay, in Destiny, this beginning part where they're walking here is actually that talk conversation there at the beginning. I just gave that to one of them. Wow, what happened? Where's my controls? There we go. Not you. Not before that. Yeah, her talking right here is basically that blooper bit, just copy pasted. The more recent one was Alushai. Every one of the people at the beginning of this video is that animation, just different parts of it. Every one of them, except for Rarity, she's just kind of standing there. But like, this is an animation, or Pinky's an animation of me doing the talking bits, but without me actually talking. I remove the mouth bits. Rainbow's me talking. That's me saying more stuff. It's all the same stuff. They're all the talking bits are just me. And then what was the other one? Oh. Leaving the stable.
We are all feeling this.
Yes, we are. No, shut up. This part. When they're in the background there. That's more of my conversation bits. Just copy pasted from one to the other. So yeah, reuse your animations. But I think it's only 3 times I've used random conversation in any of these. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only bits. So I might have used it in the end of Destiny 2, but that's not that I can think of. No. Stop that, Frelly. Oh, the automatic... Okay, the eyes closing thing, and actually I can kind of show you an example. I bet you I can find one pretty quick. For those that don't know what they're talking about. Did the Gilded Pick have that? No, their eyes weren't closed. So that one doesn't count. You have to find a picture that their eyes are closed. Oh yeah, there was an example in Alushai, because I didn't actually get rid of it. I don't want that one. It's where Rarity is just going to think through the... I think it might have been this one that is noticeable. Yeah, you can kind of see at the beginning here. The eyes take a second to adjust to their original position. So even here, her eyes not closed, they're just in a lowered position. And you can see here that this is the look I wanted to have, but if you go back a couple frames, actually the lighting in this shot is incredibly bright, and I think it's in the final too. But you can see your eyes take a couple frames to go down in their normal spot. It's because the render, when it pops up, it's trying to put the eyes in that position, but it doesn't have the time to do it. Even though it does a couple of frames probably before the shot to give it time to do it, it doesn't have enough time. If you're looking to make a picture that has that fixed, the easiest way to do it is to render it as an image sequence. So if I wanted to make this a picture, and it was coming out like this, if I rendered it as an image sequence, I could render it a couple frames out and then use one of the later frames. That's how I generally do stuff. And if you want to have it rendered in like 1080 or 4K, you can just go in your game settings here. Set launch options, just change this from 720 to 1080 or 2160. I keep it as 720 is the default. You don't need to have it on there if it's 720. The reason I have it on there is so that I just have to change a number instead of writing the whole thing every time. And then you can export video at those higher resolutions. But it makes your preview at a higher resolution. That's why I keep it at 720. It makes everything run better while I'm working on stuff. But if you want to like an animation to get rid of it, what you can do, and actually I can show you even in this one of these later shots, she's laying on the ground here. If I go out of this shot and go right back into it, her eyes, you can see them, like, they're not fully closed yet. Right here. So this shot, when I go to render it, won't work right because her eyes are going to be partially open at the beginning of it. What I'll do to fix that, and this is the reason that I have these bookmarks here, is I'd select both shots, and when I go to render just shot 38 here, I'm going to move this back. What this does is it gives us some dead frames in the beginning here. This shot is now going to be destroyed, but when I render out this shot, by doing this, the frame number at this point will still be the same as the frame number on the normal one, but all these other ones will then be corrected. Like her eyes are going to be fine here. So once I render this shot like this, I'll go and take the frames from this point to this point and just drop them over the original render, and it will take out those beginning bits. That's how I normally do it. And the bookmarks are there. Let me make sure that that didn't move back. Yeah. Because they're telling me where each shot goes in, so that if I do an adjustment like this, I don't have to worry about losing my positioning. I can always know, oh, well, I have to have it right back here. The other reason I have it like that is because if I want to drag and drop a shot to another part of the video, I can. And I can then just readjust these bookmarks to make sure that I have the timing in place, so I'm not destroying some later part of the video's timing. I am planning to do more Fallout stuff. I have a video for Fallout started I can show later. I just have it. It's right on the back burner because I'm waiting. I need a steel hoof model. The model of the skeleton, if you're talking about bones, I believe it is. Yeah, these ones are made by, I believe this was Doom Guy that made these, and they are on DA in the resource folder. You can find bones. They do come in handy. I think these are pretty awesome models because they're fairly simple and cartoonish, which is like exactly what you want. And there's Pegasus versions just with boned wings and unicorn versions. They're basically the same thing. And you can, I think, load in normal animations to them as well. Right here, I can show what I have done for Fallout stuff. I just want to make sure I'm not going to destroy something by saving it. I'll work on this shot, right? Ooh! Argo is there, looking at her like, oh, hi. And then I'm saying, nice booty. That's what it looks like I say, too. Kind of. Okay. I'm going to go get rid of me. Okay. The yellowish the yellowish pony with the orange hair is my OC. Only reason I have it is for people that want, because I've had people before that wanted a model that to represent me for stuff, so that's the reason I have it. I don't use it for anything else. It doesn't have a backstory, it doesn't have a special name, it doesn't have me making a comic from it. It's just there if people want it to be. Hey, look at that, it crashed. That's awesome. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. I'm not going to continue that. Just getting the question in regards to getting started with Source is kind of loaded. Getting started with Source, there's a lot of places, like if you need tutorials for getting started. YouTube takes a second to start. And there we go. The main Source Filmmaker channel has like Valve tutorials here. These all start out, they're numbered, so it makes it kind of easier. Some of these, if you're doing Pony and not TF2, recording, you're not going to really need too much because you can't record with the ponies. And there's a couple of these other things that you're not going to be needing. Puppeteering is really difficult unless you're using a rig. Some of the more important ones are the basics, editing, sound, manipulating, if you're doing graph editor there, locks, lip syncing, kind of, lighting, you can find better tutorials elsewhere, particles probably as well. Pose to pose is really important. If anything, that's probably the most important one to watch. It's kind of long, about an hour total, but definitely worth it. But I recommend looking for those, and then is it Jim or Lynn's or something? Yeah, Jim or Lynn's does the tips of the day. There's a lot of them. You're going to search SFM tip of the day as well. Those cover very specific things, and they're fairly short. Some are just a couple minutes long, up to 10. So I recommend looking at that too, because it covers a lot of stuff. And I have to go through and look at a lot of these too, still myself. But there's a lot of stuff out there that covers basics. I like trying to cover the stuff that's to fill gaps that aren't already filled elsewhere. So what is this here? I don't have a scary pinky in. Oh no, that one. I don't have that scary pinky from the whatever video. Anyways, for the follow stuff, I have a wrong map for one. God, every time I do over this video, I got to change so much. Because I got this one started, though I haven't really animated Velvet at all here. You'll hear this song every now and then played on the... It's not playing now. No, that would have been really weird. But she's just going to be doing singing stuff. I'm just playing with camera at the beginning here. It's until a Steel Hooves model pops up, though, I'm not really able to get too much farther than this. Or, I mean, I could get a lot farther, but I don't want to work on something that I'm not going to be able to finish. And my idea is, if I can't get Steel Hooves, there's no point in doing it. He's too big of a character. Come on. I need to get stuff set here, because the lighting must be finished. Complicated stuff. If you don't know how to do fog override, did I do a tutorial on it? I thought I've been meaning to. It's super useful. If you can't see, I'm changing the color of the background there, but it's not locked to your save file. That one and 25. Okay. Let me go through and preload stuff. There we go. But I want to finish this one because it was turning out pretty nice. There's not much beyond that. her doing a couple, and the headbutting Pip is not there. Sorry, but that scene will take forever. But yeah, so yeah, I am working on Fallout stuff. I'm just not doing anything like, as I said in the in the description of the video for on brain fart for the last Fallout video, I'm not doing anything that's linearly following the story. I'm not doing anything from the radio play. I'm not doing the base directly from a story scene, but I do plan to do videos based on Fallout. Yes, I kind of want to do something for Project Horizons, but I'm not sure what to do for it. No. I have right now so many ideas that I have my next 2 years planned out if I so wished. It's just a lot of them over time end up getting canceled. I forgot, I was kind of working on the scene build up here, wasn't I? I gotta go through and... What's the lighting wrong in that one for? I might have to check that. I do kind of like what it does at the edge there. Still feel that I gotta do something around these windows. That really bugs me. It's just too plain. I don't know if I need to, like, look up a... well, no. Because I feel like maybe a pillar that's somewhat into the wall here would be nice, but I don't know if I'd be able to find one tall enough. I don't know. Whatever. That's for later. Back to Captain Muffet here. Hello, Twilight. No, trust me, I have 5 videos started. Two of them I can't show. I have never played a Call of Duty ever. Wait, no, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare Story because I got the game for like super cheap on Steam. That was it. I've never actually played Call of Duty otherwise, like multiplayer. Those aren't my kind of games. No, I used to play a lot of Halo and stuff, but it just... I found, not just with those kind of games, but MMOs or anything, when a game first comes out and people are learning the game, it's fun, because people are forgiving of mistakes and just there to enjoy it. Once it starts becoming overly competitive, and that includes MMOs or any of those shooters, the game loses it for me. I just don't like it anymore, because I just want to have fun. And that's why sometimes, like, I play better on games that I know the best if I'm drinking, because I'm not thinking, I'm just enjoying myself and intend to actually do better that way. But I don't know, that's why I don't like playing MMOs anymore, unless it's a new one that just came out. Halo was awesome through Halo 3. And I'm not just saying that because I like Bungie. It's just because after that it felt like they were just trying to... They weren't trying to complete a story. They were just trying to make new stories to fit the universe. Well, Halo 1 through 3 were fairly pre-planned. I got involved with the community a lot in Halo. I did a lot of photography and stuff. That's where I learned most of a lot of the finer workings of photography, actually, from my days at Halo. Seems like a weird place, I guess, to learn that stuff, but hey, to one's own. Trying to make these wings look real, kind of giving a little bit of realistic movement, or at least a little bit of extra movement. So you're gonna be hearing the audio because I'm trying to time it. Well, you know, just time your body movements is fine. I'll mute her. Okay, when she goes to swing out here, though, the wing should react in some way. Mainly it should lag behind and pull into the body a bit. By some noticeable amount, anyway. You know what? I'm just going to drag it in. I'm going to have it swing out a bit. When it does swing out, though, I want to have it swing out like this. No, as far as I know, and I hope that she never does, Kit Kat is not doing any more books from it, mainly because at this point, imagine how many fanfics she would absolutely destroy, which is one of the reasons, and I believe is an actually understandable reason, because considering how much of a juggernaut it's become. That and she does continue the story as a headcanon bit and a little art, like game thing she does. I've never really paid attention to it, but no, it's, to me, it's, I think some authors go and like say, oh, I made this amazing story and now I'm just going to get as much out of it as I can, but she just said, I made this great story and I'm not going to touch it. I'm gonna let it. It's good how it was, and I think that's great. I think that's how a lot of authors should do things. But once your livelihood, I guess, is a different story. That's actually one of the reasons that I don't go and like remake or try to do continuations of videos. I like just making new stuff. I can't speak much about some stuff. So it looks like I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I have a lot more in the background between anthology and everything too. So you can't see that. I think I need to have that wing go out a bit more. I have it just in a little bit here. I'm going to have this right wing. I'm going to bring that closed and closed a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Just starting to look like the wing's pulling itself in a little bit. And this is such minor detail, but I feel like the more motion you have on the model itself, the more realistic it looks. So like even here, I'm going to actually pull this wing out more. From this angle, it doesn't look like a lot. So I'm going to try to pull it out a bit more. Or, actually I might have it do it where this pulls back and this pulls forward a bit. Maybe actually have this pull back a bit more then. I just want to see if this works. Okay, it does. So I'm going to have this go stretched out, stretched out. Okay, I know I do need to do the other wing, but it's way easier because I don't have to actually worry about anything but like let this closed one. All I have to do is worry about this little edge moving. So how is the body moving here? So when she comes around the corner, I'm going to have the wing be at a low position and come up. And have it come up here. When she comes down here, I'm going to have it drop down again. Have it come up here. Have Have this drop down, drag her off. Have this again go up like the other wing was. I'm just gonna have it lift up and back a bit. I'm actually gonna grab this bone and just drag it back a bit. It doesn't do much, but because she's looking to her right, I don't want to have the other wing spread out either. And you can't see the wing here, so I don't have to worry about it there. Alright, just minor stuff. The tiny details are awesome, but they take forever. That's why I do this in phases. That's why yellow has nothing to, or things are only green once I've done that. So, like, I don't touch the tails, except for in very rare situations. I won't touch the tail or the mane or the ears or the sorry, or the wings until this point, because there's so much other stuff that affects them. Like here, if I were to be touching the wings beforehand or something, like all these motions that her head does are all make effects on how the wings act. I want to make sure that those are all in there so I can make the motions rely on them. I don't think I did her back mane yet. But for one, okay, I'm going to say her wings are done now. So that's wings done. I think I'm going to have her, when she goes to put her head down here. Might have her ears droop. Still suck at getting these ears to work. It's like, there. She will hide her face in shame with her ear. Hide your face. There. Dude, look at me. Looks that actually looks painful. Sorry, Twilight. No, I have SFM is the only 3D animation software I've ever used. So that's why I kind of like sticking with it. I'm a grandpa when it comes to software. If I find something I like, I just stick with it, even if better stuff exists. And the reason I like SFM has nothing to do with how well it animates, because technically a lot of others are way better at that. It's the resources that are available. The fact that I can go in and have access to, and it's going to still load, it might take a little bit, but like I think I have currently 38,000 models that I have on here available, and that's a lot. But if I go to some other 3D software that's just animating, I have one, like the pony I load. Otherwise, I have to import all these other models to be able to use. But SFM just makes it so you can make a whole scene great really quickly. I don't care about the quality of the animating or how well the lighting will do. I just want to tell a story. That's fine with me. How many do I have? Did I break 40K? Oh, come on, 39,350. Ah, bastards. Come on. For the most part, no, I do not do commissions. If it's something simple, I may consider it, but in general, no. I have way too much other stuff. The only commission I've ever done, besides requests that friends have made, those are different because I consider friends to be, do favors for me, so I have no problem doing favors for them. But Only one I've ever done was because it sounded like it was going to be a lot of fun, and that was the Twidash one, and a lot of it was back and forth idea anyway. Just you can't really pin the ear back. Can I maybe like move the position? I never really played with this enough to be able to make any good position with the ear. I should probably make a pre-made position for them. Would that work? Just doesn't feel right. It's eating her top of her head. If I put it in the better position, then the other part looks worse. Like that, maybe? I don't know. Whatever, I'm not going to bother with it right now. I'll just do the normal movements and it'll incorporate them if I need. And I know that the jiggle ears exist for adding to models, but for what compiling them to all the metals would be a dick. But it's also, I feel I don't have much control over them either. I mean, I already have to go back and refine the hair. Last thing I want to do is have another jiggle I have to refine. Like, body moves really weird here. Right here. Just trying a few things here. If I do that, I have to make sure that the head bobs a little more to the side here. Goes up a little bit more here. And bobs a little bit more down with the neck here. Well, don't die from asthma because of watching videos. That's not good. Try to just add a little bit of the eye movement with the body movements here. Because you can usually get the eyes to wiggle just a little bit and still make them seem forward. I'm gonna try to see if I can cheat this. Maybe a little bit. Well, the vault scare thing was like I can't remember. It's in a stream. I just can't remember which one. You have to look back, but I can't remember exactly why. There's a lot of. It was a long time ago. Yeah, there's a lot. That helped a lot. Just those little motions. Because otherwise just having a normal walk straight didn't have really the life to it that I wanted. Okay, and her eyes go... I think should go... they raised, relaxed, relaxed. I'm going to remove the relaxed up through here. And right at the last second, I'm going to have it delay a little bit more removal. Like it goes wide. So I'm going to have it remove a little bit of the sad. And this should have the eyes going up a bit. So it looks like it's just in the front. Okay, the motions are all right. Like, I don't know if you notice how I do some of the motions here, but like when I'm going from like, say, down to the this side and up, I'll tilt the head so that it's tilted. So the chin stays lagged behind into the upper part, and then like here when she turns back, her head turns the other way again. I try to exaggerate the movements of myself and see, well, what makes sense. I still don't like how the eyes look though. Oh, that's what it is right there. When her eyes go up there, these need to raise up a little bit more. And then when they dip down, they need to reduce a little bit more. Still think these needs to go have a little bit more zero. No, zero except for raise. Kind of just exaggerating it a bit more. Yeah, I can show you the plane crash in a sec. For those that don't know what the plane is, that. It's on fire. The plane is because there are so many plane noises before, and this time I opened a different window. It's not as much of a breeze for me, but at least you hear less the planes. And then she like starts singing like My Heart Will Go On" or something. There's also the Twilight Rave Party. If you remember that. That's not creepy at all. I think that was the one that was... Is it still attached to the camera? No, it's not. That is some pretty messed up crap. We were playing with jiggles in the bones, and the bones got very jiggly. Dude, my ramp's getting high. Save. Okay, so when her eyes first open here, I want them to be wider to this point. So I'm going to say 0, because that makes them go really wide. I want to drop off fast. I'll put it to this point. I'm going to put wide, but I'm gonna raise up the bottoms a little bit because I don't want to have them. I don't want to have it like, oh my god, blah, wide. I want to just have it look like her eyes are opening more than they should be. And then I'm going to blend the end of it so that it doesn't look like it just stops the eye right there. Believable. Checking to see that the difference between the scenes. Though technically this shot isn't actually going to be her in focus, so I can get away with a lot more. So I'm going to readjust that. I will do something like the WoW thing. Hold on. I have an idea. because it's a different model than the one I'm loading, I'm taking away tail 2 and 3, so the tail 1 will still have the basic motion of the tail, but 2 and 3 won't adjust the position of the tail then to fit it. I gotta copy that one to this folder. Hi. Actually, it's already set. Okay. What the hell happened there? That's some weird movements. Whatever, don't care. Okay, so now I need to take it from here. here. Can't really put them much lower than that, or you're going to see them. I crashed it because I wanted to. Can't stop me. There you go. Are you happy? We need audio. Alright, clip. Where's my audio? There it is. Ah! Alan, I kept on memory. I knew that was going to happen, so I saved it just before. Yeah, my OSC's key mark was made by Stan originally because I was trying to figure out something, but an SFM symbol by itself seemed weird, so he made a coffee cup and put the SFM pony symbol in it. I was like, well, you know, that works pretty well. So, yeah, the plane broke it. Even I redlined RAM right away. Isn't that just wonderful? Do I still have my goofy ones? No, I don't. Not effects. Okay. So now we need to add a clip. We need... This might be loud. That. Oh, that was way off timed. Oh yeah, it's like shift. I can't remember how I. There we go. Going into detail with these sound effects. Oh, they don't have a wow sound effect? No. That's not like, oh wait, maybe I can do me. I forgot how you record yourself, was it? No. No, it wasn't those buttons. No. Let's see his new camera. I don't want to do that. Whatever. I think it was the... Yeah, it's gotta be... Record? Record. I wish there was just like a find function on here. I always hit it by accident. Oh, is this just a right click record button? Ah, that's funny. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can actually do this bit even better. That might crash it, actually.
Not again.
Oh, that's the other video.
Where's Derby?
She
better not be. Derby!
Derby!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Well, that's...
That's 10,000.
10,000.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Wow, wow.
Expect. Wow. That was. Wow.
There we go.
Wow. Wow.
That's so unenthusiastic. Look at this. Hold on, I got pause it for the music for this. This is just too emotional.
Wow.
I can't make it any louder. I kind of feel stupid now. Great. All right, we're done. We're done. We're done with me. Where's the thing? I can't find the thing. Oh, there we go. Alright, is there a way to hide that? Yes, there is. Good. Actually, I think, just to make this easier, I'm gonna hide what effects do I have? Oh, that was the door thingy. I'm gonna just hide all that right now because I don't need any of it. Actually, just hide wide. I still don't know if I want to. Yeah, let's go in circles. With the I feel like it kind of is cool doing it with the black bars, but the only problem with the black bars is I'd have to redo a lot of shots. Like this one I'd have to back up a little further. These ones might be okay. That would have to be lowered. It's something to consider, because a lot of it is I don't really have to do much with the camera. I just have to readjust positioning, but not really animating. No, it does add a kind of a cooler cinematic feel. I might render out a preview like this and see how it works. No, for the leaving the stable bit, I asked for 1 bit of audio. Actually, I asked for more than that, but I ended up not using it. The only thing that I used that was a modified audio from it was where is it? I thought it was in this folder. Oh, it's just called Fallout Trailer, that's why. Oh, maybe not. What folder was it in? Oh, it's in the work in progress folder. Why are you in the work in progress folder? It's technically like a completed video. Okay. Anyways, this one, when she says this part,
It's time.
they sent me the file that was just of no whacking so that I could get just that part of her saying it. Otherwise, there was all this other audio stuff with it. So, but other than that, no. They made the radio play, and then I made the video from it. When they offered to have an edited version, but I felt that it would be way longer and a lot of work for people, and when it wasn't really needed, so I just went off the original audio. I did add a couple little bits of audio to it. I gotta go back to it again. I'm actually going to open up a non-4K version. This is the BronyCon version.
Velvet, get away!
Only audio I added to this was
World.
right here.
To the outside world.
So,
When you hear the pit buck go off, was added so that
leads
it
to the
actually made
outside
sense.
world.
so the
I thought there was one other small bit of audio that was just added. Oh, right up here. When her head slams down here.
I thought this through better. Somebody save me!
That's the only 2 bits of audio that were added. All the rest is the exact audio from the radio play. So it was a lot of trying to figure out ways to make things work. But I found that was more of a challenge than just saying, hey, remove this, hey, remove that. So I found it more fun that way. The leaving the stable audio is from the EBC radio play. At the beginning of the video, there's a link to them. And so that's why I put it at the beginning, because I felt that the radio play, or that video wouldn't have existed without the radio play, so I wanted to make sure that people saw the radio play instead of just saying, end of the video, leave the video. I wanted to make sure people saw it beforehand so that they could either get context or to link to it, because otherwise you put it at the end and people are just like, oh, credits, whatever, stop the video. Well, no, I wanted to make sure that people knew where that came from, because they put a lot of work into that. So a lot of production value is in this. It's really... I felt it was just kind of cheating to, wow, I like that shot right there, just as it is. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know, I kind of want to keep the cinematic bars on this, because I think it is kind of neat, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'd probably do a test render with it and see what happens, but until then, I'm just going to render like this. Stop that Philly. And that edit of the Stop That Philly for that is about 1/2 the length of what it actually is. I edited it on this one forever like that. That's why I'm like, I'm done. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're working on the shot still. Oh yeah, I was gonna do the ears. Yeah, music. Salt that Philly. I like that more. I don't need audio for this. Okay, so she's turning her head from here. Okay, and this is one of the things too that I think helps a lot with the using the motion editor here. Is I just want to make this ear bend in for this motion, so I don't really care where I grab it. I'm just gonna do that motion and like in like this, and then just retime it to make it fit. So because right now it's floating over anything. I could have multiple different motions down here, but that extra little oomph is going to be there no matter what. So I think I did a little before. Yeah, a little before, maybe a little stretched. Yep. And I'm just going to add a little bit right here. That's turning down. Yeah. So that's what I like, is like, I know what motion I want to do, but positioning and how far to make the fall offs and what kind of fall offs, that doesn't matter, because all I have to do, it's the motion, initial motion that matters. So I'm going to do the same here and get this left ear back a bit. But I want to kind of have it droop down a little bit here. One of the things I thought was funny is when one of the comments I had on the Fallout Equestria video was the motions are too exaggerated. In animation, you do. That's what you do, because you have that problem of uncanny valley. It's not real. That you without exaggerating the movements, you can make it feel like the model's not moving or it's not even real. So you almost have to exaggerate everything, and it's, I think, almost like a rule of animating with the stretching and the stretching, compressing, and just exaggerating everything. Well, you wouldn't normally do that in a actual movie, maybe in 3D animation or 2D, or kind of in a way 2D. 2D is a little bit harder because you don't have the uncanny valley effect as much. You can have something just staying there. I mean, if you look at anime, but you want the more exaggerated a movement is. I felt like she was like just standing there. Yeah, I do plan on making another like blooper compilation from the live streams, but I'm planning to do it once a year. Maybe I might be able to do it less, but I will not put out another one until I have a full video done, because I don't want to like make it look like that. I'm spending all my time making content but not actually finishing anything. Oh crap, there's actually one thing I wanted to have you guys help me with. But I wanted to check things first. Well, when the 12 things with animating, a lot of them are fairly obvious, and it's you guys might even find it before I do, but there's a video actually with it. I think it was this one. Yeah, they kind of show it. I don't care about audio. I don't mute you. Okay, and this is kind of showing. And I think that this is really good, important to pay attention to. Stretching and stuff within SFM is a little bit difficult, but this is the squash and stretch in which they're talking about having things look like they're bouncy. One person I know that does it really well is Nutrifin. I've seen him use it a lot, and I try to it at some points, but it is difficult without a rig. I mean, even a rig it isn't the best. Anticipation, yeah, this is what I've called like a little bit of lag. So if you watch here. Not the stretchy bit. It's leaning before into like here you can see just before this motion starts, even though it's going to go to the left, it leans a little bit to the right beforehand as if trying to build up the momentum for it. You'll see I do that here and there as well. So like here, she's going to be moving her head to the left, but I have it pull a little bit to the right first. Or here, the head goes to the left a little bit and then goes to the right. So it's anticipating the motions. I think Nutriment's has worked on a lot of stuff. It's just he's never finished any of it. Yeah, anticipation is I think one of the most important ones. What was the next one? I can't remember what these were. Stop it, box! I know what you're doing. We got it. Staging. I can't remember what that one is. Hold on. Was there audio with that?
It's the presentation of an idea so that it is clear.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Idea so that it is clear.
I can't remember exactly the details on that, but we're just going to go with, yeah, okay, staging. Oh, no, not the end, not the end. Okay, yeah. This is how I do pose-to-pose stuff. So like here, and pose-to-pose isn't such a way of animating, it's a way of making sure that you have the right look at certain times. Because if you just go straight through, say like in here from box to circle to triangle, if you just try to animate smoothly between them, you're probably going to get something that looks like a hybrid between a square and a circle, and then a hybrid between a circle and a triangle. But by posing, and I can show you an example of one pose-to-pose. Wait a minute, I gotta find the folder again. No, wait, I have it in my own Steam folder. I keep changing my naming conventions. Oh, vinyl headbang pre. Okay. So this is a pose-to-pose version of when I did the headbang. And what I basically said is at each of these positions, this is what I wanted her to look like. So it's saying and I did go back and modify that a bit, but it's saying at these positions, this is what I want you to be doing or look like. There's actually I have a even better example of that. I've shown it before. Right here. Come on. Come on. There we go. So when Twilight was doing her fighter thing here, and I'm not going to fix her legs because that takes too long. Or not base, this one keyframe. My sister's here. Hi, Denise. Anyways, so where this is really creepy. Move you over. Why won't you move? Oh, because that's the wrong one selected. All right, we're gonna move you over. All right, so this is how I did these. This is the keyframing or the pose to pose. So it says at this point I want her to look like this, so you can see her pose there. Her pose there, and you can see all the different positions she changes to. So I knew that at those moments she was going to look like that. So by doing that, I knew exactly what she was going to look like at what time, doing what. And then by blending them, I can add the extra motions, but at least I know at that moment that she has that specific look, so that, in this case, you're not making a hybrid circle or a hybrid triangle. You're actually, at those positions, you are making exactly what it is saying that you're making. So like this say, now you're ensuring that you have those. So that's one of the things about pose to pose that I love, is being able to make sure that you have those emotions or whatever at specific times. Okay, I forgot what this one was. Oh, follow through. That's kind of like the anticipation a bit. And I think I've done that with other stuff, but we're just going to skip through these because otherwise slow in and out. What was that one? Oh yeah, just making it so you're not like going A to B and stopping. What was that one? That one looked cool. Arcs. Oh yeah. That's pretty straightforward too. What is this one? Secondary action. Oh yeah, that's kind of some of these are very similar to each other. Whatever. Here, I'm gonna like link you guys this. Then you can go watch it. I'm not gonna watch a video in a video. Yeah, that actually, that forward flip animation testing is probably the one of the good examples of that. I forgot that I had that. Do I want to save? No, I don't want to. Okay, I want to make sure I don't save that. That'd be bad. So yeah, there's that. Come on. Actually, let me restart SFM. I'm almost topped off on RAM. It's just going to crash on me in a minute. She's trying to eat my folders. Go away. They're tentacled, kind of. Let's see my RAM top out. I really wish SFM would work better in I'm hoping like if Source 2 comes out for SFM that it allows more RAM to be used, because right now it tops out at like 3.3, which is the max amount of RAM that a 32-bit machine can utilize in a single program. But I think a single program tops out at 2. I just don't think the computer can handle anything above 3.3 or something like that. I'm not sure if that's why it crashes or not, but oh, I gotta play that again. I don't know why. I just want to. Why is the audio going to play? Oh, I have the audio muted. That'd be why.
Wow.
Okay. I needed a fix. Alright, back to ear animating. I hope ear animating is as exciting as it sounds. Whoa. Oh, I thought there was a glitchy movement there, but it's fine. The thing, I think when it comes to saying, like, how long did it take me to learn stuff, it's best to think of it as how long does it take you to have things become second nature? Because if you're trying to still just learn the basics of it, it's really hard to get something complex or put a lot of effort into something, because you're spending so much more time having to think over at just using the software. A lot of it, I don't even have to think about the buttons I push anymore. I mean, I just know what I'm doing, and it just feels like another arm. But so that's why I recommend people like start with pictures and stuff, so that you get used to using the software. Once you actually know how to use the software and it just feels natural to be in the software, you can spend all that extra thought processing on actually the content that you're trying to produce. So I recommend that if you just want to get better at it, just do stuff in the software. and always try new things. I've also said to pick one thing to focus on in a video. Like on this, if I had to try to say what my focus on this video has been to try to do, is mainly lighting. I've wanted to have the lighting be very, very as good as I could do it. Not dead. So that's why, like on shots like this, I put a lot of time into making sure that the lighting in these was good, because I felt this was a really big video in regards to such. And so if I can succeed by making the lighting look really well, then I'm good. That to me means I succeeded at the video. Whether or not the cinematics were as good as I wanted to be, whether or not the animation is as good as I wanted it to be, that stuff doesn't matter. It's secondary to me just succeeding in the video at the thing that I wanted to focus on the most. So I would think with any video you make or any picture, pick one aspect of it that you want to do really well and focus on that. If it's like lighting, who cares if they're in a basic position? Who cares if they're not really well done or that the scenes are fairly basic? If you can do the lighting right, then you can feel like you succeeded at it. Once you feel comfortable with the like how you're doing lighting, then maybe move on to try to do better positioning or something. Pick just one thing. If you try to just make the best picture possible while still learning the software, there's a lot you're trying to think of at once, and you're just going to get frustrated and quit. So don't overstretch yourself. Here we go, back to this one. Give me your ears. Okay, did I move her? Oh, I didn't move her other ear with this one. I can see it, can't I? Yeah. Don't need the audio. Make sure that I keep some of these motions the same. My computer, I have 16. I've thought about upgrading to 32. Only reason I want to go to 32 is not, I don't really need it for much, but with After Effects and stuff, it uses a RAM preview. So if you want to have the video previewed with the audio, you have to let it preload the entire HD video to your RAM. The less RAM you have, the less video you can preload. When I went from 8 to 16, it allowed me a huge amount that I could preload comparatively, but by going to 32, I'd basically have indefinite. I wouldn't have any issues at all. I don't really use that much RAM otherwise. Even at 16, I one time had a glitch in Ion while I was playing. No, I had 8. I had a glitch in Ion where I had 8 versions of Ion running at once, and I was still able to keep up. It topped the RAM out at that point, but... Yeah, what do you mean by pony carts? You mean like these pony carts? Come on, AJ! Come on, AJ! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it! Yeah. Aww. Oh, hopefully nobody makes fun of her. Aw, Rainbow. What are you doing? Bad, Rainbow. Funny, but bad. Okay. I think I saw my spike dragon over here too, yeah. The random crap that's just floating around in here. I wonder this probably I have so much memory backed up. It's all this other random crap that's going on at the same time. From laughing, I spit on my screen. I looked over and I'm like, why is there a black hole on Twilight's butt? And yeah. That could be taken a couple different ways now that I think about it. Right? Okay, so this just wobbles a little to the side, so I know that I need to have this one lag a little there. So I'm just gonna have... That works. So that goes that way. This turn to that side. So this gear needs to go a little bit this way. Well, that's what the live stream compilation things are for, is for this stupid stuff. I do have to go and start making it though, so I don't have to like further down the road filter through 18,000 videos. Okay, I don't think I can't really see the other ear, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This I'm gonna cross over a little bit just to make it so that it doesn't just go backwards and then stop going forward. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of extra forward motion. Well, thanks for the Happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. You can't really say how much my computer costs because it's a Frankenstein machine. I started building it 6, 7 years ago, and I've just been trading out parts continuously, so I don't have no idea anymore. I'm still using the same power supply I have for years, which probably isn't the greatest idea. I've traded out the processor once, RAM twice, motherboard twice, video card 4 times. HSF has been changed out once, twice. Hard drives, I've had so many go in and out of that machine. Yeah, it's hard to say. As of right now, I thought about getting another graphics card for my computer, but otherwise, I'm fairly comfortable with the way it is right now. Everything I need to run on it runs well, so why bother getting anything else? I'm running a... actually, I wonder... I know I can just type this in quick. I'm running this core, Intel i7-4770K. I don't know why I remember that. So it's an 8-core, kind of. It's a 4-core hyper-threaded. But for processor, I got... some random, I don't even know what the hell brand, whatever, that doesn't even work. GTX 760. That one I wanted to go to get a 780 at the time, but I had to get to 760 because it wouldn't have fit in my computer. It was too fat, and my case is too small. I've got like gajillion hard drives, 16 gigs of just DDR3, or is it 4 now? I can't remember what we're at. I think it's 3 working to 4. Yeah, I have 3, so that's just the important stuff anyway. I thought about getting a better graphics card, but to do that I'd have to get a bigger case, and that basically means I'd have to tear my entire computer apart and rebuild it again. Do not feel like doing that. So, like I said, my computer's handling everything fine right now, so why upgrade? I know there's a bigger motion here, but I'm going to just go to a slight motion just to get it started, and then do the quick one right here. Left hand? No, right here. Why can I see your open wings? Wait, why can... I don't even see the Argo one. Yeah, I don't want to see your open wings. There we go. Ah, a lot easier. Okay. Which way am I going now? This is backwards. Inside or outside? Because I've said before, I have to be very careful on how I do anything outside this window, because while it looks like everything right out there is right near and whatever, it's not. To prevent me from running over on numb portals, which is a hammer phrase, this goes immediately to the skybox at the window. I can't put much outside this window without it having actually being in the skybox. So, I mean, I could put it way out here, and actually have it be in the skybox. That's what I did with my purple thing over here. Some of these buildings that are in the skybox to make it look like they were in the distance. So when I actually get flying over here, trying to position them at the ends of these halls was very annoying, but it makes it so that when you're down in the grass here, it actually looks like there is a Canterlot actually in the distance. So that was why I added the 3D skybox, so I could do that. But I'd have to actually go and position everything in there like that, and that's really annoying. I had like no more sugar today. I had like a donut this morning, and then I had apple pie with ice cream, and I had coffee when I have way too much sugar today. I'm good. apple? Yeah, I had apple pie. Even though the motion's fast, I don't want to make the ears here too fast. So I want to kind of have them, like, bounce off here. And sometimes if you want to make it smoother, like, if I were to do it here so that the fall-off goes right to the edge of this other fall-off, it would just kind of, it was kind of like pose-to-posing it, but when it comes to natural motion like this, it's kind of, you want it to be wobbly, I'll just cross it over into the a bit, and, that actually sometimes creates a little bit more of a smooth motion. Actually, in here I might need that stiff motion. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'm going to have, they're in the middle here. Let my ear go out a little bit. And don't worry about the other ear because it's not visible. Ah, lemon meringue is good too. If you don't have me on Twitter, you should see what I had yesterday for dinner. I was such a fatty. I had sriracha French fries with homemade Reuben, like fresh cooked corned beef with Swiss cheese, Thousand Island sauerkraut on marble rye, grilled on the stove. And then for dessert, I had a strawberry shortcake. I felt like such a fatty, but it was so delicious. Okay, I'm going to call the ears good on this one. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so now hair and jiggles. So I need to do the back mane if I haven't done it already. Whoops, I'm in a wall. No, I haven't. Hi, Cider. Thanks for the compliments. Well, if it's your first stream, let's show you the goofy crap. Hold on. Let's get back more with the WoW.
Wow.
That actually killed me. Wow. Okay. I'm good. Actually, I don't know why, but that actually gets funnier every time I see it. Well, yeah, then there's the disturbing. Liquefy. Liquetwy. Yeah, liquetwy. That's what we call it. Okay, go away. That's still fucking creepy. Alright, so I need to get the back hair figured out so that I can then block the jiggles. That is still the weird... there's not a single sentence I can think of that if you put the word jiggle in it, still keeps it serious. I'm gonna go play with the jiggles. Okay, that actually was horrible. Come on, autosave. There you go. Alright, so when her head's turning here, I find doing the back mane's easier if I just do it like... Well, find the base pose, which would be like... right about here. There is none. Okay, that's... whatever. Okay, I'm just going to go and modify the whole mane. So I'm just going to modify the position at every point that I need it to be, and then just fix it as needed from that point. So, this isn't really visible, but I need to make sure it's at least in the somewhat correct position. Okay, then at this point, when she I don't need the audio. Yeah, walk cycles suck, so just use the ones that are already out there. The walk cycle that Twi's doing here is actually the one from Takio Cinema. I like using his. Only thing I don't like is it kind of twists the legs a little bit, but besides that's pretty good. I can't default this, can I? No. So I'm going to say that this be the... No, not that. Let's go with that. I don't want to have it right up next to her body. We'll do that. This will be the position it wants to go to. I don't care if it's clipping the wing because whoever, whatever. Camera's not on that side. I'm gonna probably pull this a little forward. I want to make sure that her main's visible, kind of. Okay, so this is being yanked that way. So I'm going to have it look like it's being yanked that way. Oh, come on. Oh, Bayhive. I'm actually, I'm gonna be going through all the main here, so, but like right now I'm just trying to get the back main because the jiggles are still affecting it. That word. So I want to make sure that before I lock them, that all the motion that's all the bones before them are completed. So her head goes that way. When it goes to come back, how does this look? Okay, at this point, I want to have the main kind of lowered because gravity. So I need to have the main at a lower angle. But to get there, it's going to flap out a bit. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Maybe not that far. That's a big flap. I'm probably going to have it pulled back a bit. Okay, when it hits forward, it has to have a little bit of that. That's the follow through they're mentioning. Is I want to have she's turning her head. It shouldn't just stay where it was. It should keep going forward and then fall a little bit. Like this. And now I'm going to have it just do a little bit more fall. And then as she goes to turn her head, the main should... Well, I need to get the base position figured out. So from at this point... I'm going to have the main forward a little bit more, so it's not getting lost in her head. But as she's pulling back, it should go a little bit more forward. Probably less time than that. So I'm going to go like that, maybe. The jiggles are not behaving the way I want them to right now. But I will fix that when they're locked. Okay, and I think that base position should work for now. So when her head goes back, again, I need to make sure that this main stays forward, lagging. So maybe a little earlier. And then lags a little bit behind too. Okay, the problem right here. This gets a little bit bunched up when it gets back there. So I want to have it pulled back, but I want to have it positioned a little bit differently. Oh, I have only rotation selected. See if that works. Kind of. I'm going to have it drop down a little bit, but since it's outside the shot, I have to do it inside the shot and then move it out of the shot. If you haven't noticed too, when you grab in your, like I'm holding shift right now to move, the jiggles lock in place. That's why her top main is like the left is higher than the right, but it won't change. As soon as you let go and you just move it manually, then it tries to simulate. So try to see how this moves. I think that there's a motion I might need to add. I think when her head turns like this, it should swing out a bit. And this should probably bounce it back in a bit. Okay, I'm gonna say that that's good. So hair's good. Even though hair is technically included with jiggles, jiggles are separate. Alright, did this... lock the jiggles correctly? Yes, it did. There's just a lot of destroyed jiggles here, and the bad jiggles I see are the ones that have sharp tops and then valleys, so that's what these are. And that is where you have the quick motion, then it locks in place and then bounces back. So if you watch this up here, it jumps up, then it just skips. I don't want that. So I'm going to find all the ones that have those valleys, and in this case, the tail has this one. But is the tail visible here? No, it isn't. So it isn't a biggie. There is one here, though. Not noticeable, so I'd probably just keep it then. This top here, though, is the one that is going to have some visible ones. So, like right here, you can see one right here. So I'm going to fix this by grabbing the middle point, getting the fall-offs around it. I'm going to drag it in just about to the middle, and then just around the middle. It doesn't fix it, but it does get rid of at least a little bit of it and helps round it a bit. I'll still have to go through and manually fix some, but like here's another glitch. One goes to the top and then falls, so I'm just going to kind of do the same here. I don't like this spot right here. I don't like that spot right there. I'm basically going through and cleaning it, and then I'll just go and add extra motion myself. By cleaning, a lot of times you get rid of some of the sharp motions you want. Okay, so that's that one done. Okay, now this... Where's this one? Okay, that's to remain on this side. Okay, there's a little bit of a jerky motion here. This one behaving a lot more, though. Okay, not here, though. Okay, I thought there might have been a little bit right here. Yeah, a little bit. Especially if I can put myself in the middle and immediately the fall-offs land on either side, max, that means it's probably glitched. At least what I've noticed. Okay. That one's cleaned up, at least I'll say it is. And this is her back main. Okay, there's nothing really stiff, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. Alright. I did want to go through and add a little bit of motion to the tail here, because it's trying to simulate the motion that was happening around it, but I'm trying to say that there was motion beforehand, so I want to have a little bit more oomph to this. Especially here, this should be spread out a bit more. Is it tail 2 that's a little bit jerky here? Yep. Right here, it's got to be tail. Some tail's doing this. There we go. I don't want the tails coming up that fast. Okay. Tail is good for me. Now here one and here two. Oh god, these are gonna be fun. So when she goes to take the corner like this, I can probably cheat these a lot. I want to have them have a little bit more oomph to them. Okay, this one suddenly jumps to the motion. That might be a bit too much. But the hair should turn a bit. That. And go a little further back. Okay, and the hair, I try to never time them the same. So if I'm going to make the left and the right do the same thing, I'm going to time them a few frames apart. So they look like they are moving separately and not like animated exactly together. Okay, so these bounce, but they don't really have much of a bounce afterwards. So I'm just going to grab them both. Just do a little bit like this. No, that doesn't work. Oh, this is probably because I need to go this way with them. Oh, maybe the other way. I'm just going to round this. Maybe that'll work. No. All it is about making sure that the motions seem natural. Actually, if anything, just maybe adding just a bit here might help. Just seems like any motion I do is not really showing up. Okay, her head turn like that should cause her hair to go back a bit. Okay, her head hits an edge here. Right there. Her hair goes up like this. It should be turned and hitting her forehead a bit. And then probably should end quick. I'm going to round that because there's something stopping it. Hair should go back. Round right here. Might be a little too exaggerated, but I can dumb it down enough afterwards. I'd rather, if you do too much motion, and you can smooth it out and reduce it. It's just no button to say increase. So I think this needs to be brought down a little bit on this side. I think that other last motion is fine though. Just maybe a little bit more rounding on it. And a little bit of a turn in. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna say that one's done. Okay, so I don't like the way the motion happens here. Because of the horn, it has to kind of wobble up the horn. Fall back down a bit. This would be kind of like that. Okay, I think that might work. Just the basic motions. Except for I think this is too high at this point. I don't think it needs to be that far up. Okay, I'm gonna round this because it bounces a bit much. Just have it go up a little bit extra. Okay, I do feel it's a little exaggerated, so from here to here, I'm just gonna smooth that. Actually, I'm gonna find a base position. I'm gonna say this is the base. I'm gonna playhead it just about a third. Yeah, by finding a base position, what I did there is I found a position, looked about what you consider to be a neutral position for the hair. When you have the playhead on it, then playhead it with the playhead tool. It'll try to adjust all of it to that position, so any exaggerated motion will try to go back to that base position. So by going by third, I removed a third of the motion. So that's why now everything is a little bit more fluid instead of being, well, bouncy. But it was a lot easier to figure that out by exaggerating it first. Alright, now to make sure that these back main is working fine. Kinda wanna have it lag behind here. I kinda like having these be the back main be exaggerated. The jiggle part of it anyway. Where is main back? Yeah, I need to get both these. I don't want to have that so drastically fall off there. And I kind of want to have it like from this point to this point, right here. Just have main pulled down a bit. Okay. And position. Yeah, it's Into the Abyss for that Lightbringer song. I love that song. As soon as I always wanted to do that reverse slow thing. This was a idea I had to do for a video for a long time, but I couldn't find the audio for it. As soon as I heard that one, I'm like, perfect. This is perfect. All right, I think the shot might be done. Yeah, I think I might call that one good for now. Okay. I like making things green. Yay. Another green one. Yeah, the stream ends in about half an hour usually. Just depends. Coloration difference between those shots is so drastic. Way further back, it's expected. And then kaboom! Those are going to be so much easier to animate, to a degree. I really don't have to do too much with them. The hair and everything is just flapping all over the place. Except for the beginning here where I have to actually like manually do it because they already have the animated hair. I did want to kind of play with the hair so it didn't look so stationary. Right now it just looks like it's on a generator that's going back and forth. Ugh. What shot next? Those two are connected, so I want to do the first one first. Maybe this one. Oops. Yeah, this one will be easy. Okay, the tail is down here, but it's not noticeably, so I don't have to worry about position there. Oh, the back legs just completely swap positions. She's dancing. Who cares? Not gonna notice. This I want to have until she pushes. I want this wing going down. What else am I seeing here? Oh. Oh. She's already baked? I don't want her baked. I want to be able to Put new journals. Alright, that's better. This is gonna be her right wing closed. What if I drag this out? Oh, it's like a saw. Ah. I'm not really worried about the other wing because, again, it's not very visible. So I just need to add a little bit of motion to it to make it kind of match. So, like, just having it go... I can just do it all off wing one, or this one, so... It's like having it go... Where are you? There we go. Back a little bit. And having it go up and pull into itself here. there we go. Because this is going to be blurred, so this is already something that's not very visible, so I don't need to put that much detail into it. Don't overwork yourself on it. Yeah, again, it breaks a little bit, but it's again blurred here, so it's not really visible. So I'm not really worrying about putting all that much detail into it because it's not the focus. Okay. I didn't do the back main yet, or did I? No. I'll playhead it so it gets all that extra motion out of the way too. So at this point, I need the back main to be here. At this point, I need it to be forward a bit. Down. At this point, like gravity, take it again and lower it like that. Okay, now the reaction bits. It's going forwards. That's got to be. Oh, it's going forward. That means we go behind. I had it backwards. I can't do position on this. Doesn't seem like much from that angle, but I want to make sure I get it all right. haven't had any of those weird freezes again. That's kind of nice. Okay. So now this is needs. This is needs to. Yes, English. It's going down, so I need tail 2 to lag behind. And I'm not worrying about side-to-side motion yet, just front and back. Okay, this is going to have a little extra motion going down. Okay, so that's fitting. Okay, that'll be good for now. Now I gotta do the back and forth. Sorry, yep, I'm in the zone, sorry. I should just add a wow in every shot, just wow. Turns around, wow. You watch it in a second. Actually, I'll watch it, we'll go through that again in the end, because I only got a little bit more time here. I just want to try to get the left and right motion done here. So this is going to lag the tail 2 to this side. I'll put a little more in there. This is going to come back this way, but it's way outside the shot, so I'm going to put it way over the side here. And I might actually slow down the tail at one point, or at least reduce it a little bit, but again, I want to maximize or do over animate and then go back and under it, or reduce it. Oh, I don't want to do the just sideways motion, not the other one. Such wow, much dead, yes. No, that a lot of that stuff is not in shots. That's the problem. Alright, I'm gonna lock tail 2 here though, and because I feel like tail 1 isn't really pulling. So I'm gonna do it like this. By giving it, I'm able to get, because technically the tails should be reacting to the pulls of just the base of the tail, even though in the show they have like full control of their tail, which makes no sense. They should only be able to control the base and a little bit past. So I'm just going to give the illusion that that is happening. Okay. And now, come on. Stop thinking. Oh, now you're gonna do your freeze thing. Oh, there you go. Oh, it took you there. No, okay, that was actually pretty short. Never mind. Good SFM. I'm gonna round this a little bit just to get rid of some of the extra motion, because I want to make it look like the impact of her hoof is the big thing. I don't want to have it keep going with the motion after that. So I'm going to have it play head at this point a bit too. No, actually, not. I'm gonna playhead this one at the more. This one just a little bit. Okay, that should work. Now let's lock your jiggles. Yuck. Clipping, actually, but probably doesn't matter. Don't think I could actually turn those so that it would prevent it without looking awkward. No, chill 2 though. Well, that's just that one. Sorry, I can't prevent ads. But like I said, it's what makes the service free, so can't complain too much. Let's say that gravity is taking hold of this a little bit and just dragging it down a little bit. Okay. Alright, I'm going to say that shot's done too. Nice short ones. Done! Oh, saving again. It takes place at this point. This one does. So about 3/4 the way through. Oh, the actual, like, whole video takes place... No, not thousands of years in the future. It's supposed to be just... I haven't made a decision yet, but I'm thinking somewhere around, like, 100, maybe. Yeah, ad blocker gets rid of them too, but I'm not gonna like endorse it on here. So I use it just because I don't want to be watching ads while trying to preview a stream to make sure it's working. So I don't think I have anything mistimed here. All right, so let's see how everything's looking so far. Oh, make it bigger. Just that face. The dead scenes are technically still there. Audio went out of sync. Not that. Especially Rainbow just not giving a shit. Not dead. Totally not dead. She's so not dead. But that right there. The horse. That one. They're friends. 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 Alright. Alright, and you want to see that other thing too. Let's go find that one. That should be here. Yes. Friends. Friends. Autosave, hold on. God damn it.
Wow.
The stupidest smile.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Okay. You can be happy with it now. Wow. 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 Alright. But, oh, look at the time! Twilight just saw the clock. It's 10 o'clock. Aw. No, she's all sad. So, but yeah. So, I gotta go have life now. So, another Friday stream. Yay! I am best amphibian pony. I'm gonna probably do a render of this overnight so I can check to see how things go with having the overlay on it, to see if it was something that I actually would like to have, and kind of figure it out from there. So I think it'd be pretty neat, but I don't know. So yes, gotta go have a life. I'm not giving no smooches. Anyways, so I'm gonna close this before I do anything more in there. Oh, well, that was weird. Anyways, so I think everything still is planned to have streams next week. Be like normal. I probably have a stream next Tuesday, but there might be something that comes up. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll put, again, on the bottom of the stream thing, I'll have a thing that says whether a thing. So, otherwise, yeah, Friday's open still too. So, anyways, yeah, love you all too. Thanks for keeping me doing stuff. I did uncheck the goofy stuff. The goofy stuff is unchecked. Well, unchecked or not, at least. Well, for the render, yeah, that would be fun to run into. I did that with the dead going through. I'm like, wait, what the? Oh, god damn it. So, anyways, so I will see you all later, and probably next Tuesday. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.